History Chapter 2 The Extension of British Rule. Through Carnatic War, English had made other European countries not to challenge them in India. They gained complete political control over Bengal after the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. By 1765, they had gained control over most of the eastern part of India. Since Mysore and Marathas were the dominant states in southern part, their hold remained till Bengal and Bombay region only. Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan of Mysore, along with Peshwas of Marathas, were the obstacle between the expansion of British rule. The another obstacle were the Sikhs in northwestern part of India. The Ranjit Singh, who emerged in 19th century, was a strong opponent of British. British waged many wars between mid-18th to mid-19th century. They extended their empire through cunning policies such as doctrine of lapse and subsidiary alliance. British waged 3 Anglo-Maratha War, 4 Anglo-Mysore War and 2 Anglo-Sikh Wars. We will study about Anglo-Mysore War in the coming chapters. In this chapter, we are going to study about the war between Marathas and Sikhs. Student, I just mentioned you about the cunning policies of British. So, let us see what was that. Yes, I am talking about the subsidiary alliance. Lord Wellesley brought this policy into effect in 1798 in India. This was basically a military protection agreement between East India Company and the Indian state. Let us see the conditions of subsidiary alliance. The Indian king had to keep the British army in his kingdom. He had to bear the expenses of army, give wages to the soldier, and also revenue and few land as well. The king had to have at least one British resident in his court. The king could not appoint any other European without the permission of the East India Company. In return for all these conditions, the company would provide them services and protection from any internal or external aggression. Now let us talk about the Anglo-Maratha Wars. First Anglo-Maratha War began in 1775 to 1782. The war was between Marathas and Britishers. Let us see how the enmity began between Britishers and Marathas. Marathas got a major setback when this strong man Madhav Rao died. Since he had no son, so his brother Narayan Rao became the Peshwa. By seeing all this, his uncle Raghunath Rao got angry because he wanted to be in that post. Raghunath made strategies and killed his nephew. And then he started ruling on his post. Maratha Federation, which was a group of 12 Maratha rulers, was not happy with all this. So, they brought Madhav Rao too in that position. By seeing this development, Raghunath got really angry and he approached Britishers for support. So, the British thought of exploiting this situation. They gathered their power and attacked them. The war started from 1775 and continued till 1782. After a long period, they both thought of entering into a mutual agreement. So, they entered into a Salbai agreement and there ends the war. Madhav Rao too continued ruling as Peshwa. Moving on to the next war, that is Anglo-Maratha War. The difference among the opinions of Maratha rulers was itself the reason for this war. Enmity broke out between Yashwantrao of Holkar family, Daulat of Scindia family and Peshwa Bajirao too. The army of Holkar family defeated the army of Scindia and Peshwa. After this, Peshwa approached Britishers for support, and thus they entered into a subsidiary alliance system. The other Maratha families like Gwalior, Holkar and Bhonsle formed an alliance to oppose them. Lord Wellesley defeated all the Maratha families from 1803 to 1805. But the system of subsidiary alliance didn't really work because it increased the financial burden of East India Company. After so much of criticism, Lord Wellesley resigned from his post and returned back to England. Moving on to the Third Anglo-Maratha War, which happened between 1870 to 1818. All the Maratha families tried their best to protect their independence. Appa Sahib of Nagpur and Malhar Rao of Holkar rebelled against Britishers and were killed. Finally, Peshwa Bajirao too fought against Britishers at Koregaon, but later surrendered. Britishers abolished the post of Peshwa. They granted pension to Bajirao too, and this way they totally suppressed the resistance of Marathas. After that, Britishers captured the major states like Awadh, Sindh and other smaller states during 1818 to 1857. Then came the next war, that is Anglo-Sikh War. Now, Britishers thought of capturing the Punjab region. By sensing the danger from external sources, Hindu, Muslim and Sikh came together to oppose them. But unfortunately, they had to accept the defeat because of few Punjab rulers who were actually the informers of Britishers. And then they signed a humiliating treaty in 1946, and this way Punjab became a dependent state of East India Company. I hope you might have understood the next topic, that is Dalhousie and Doctrine of Lapse. Dalhousie, who arrived India as governor in 1848, made an attempt to merge the major Indian princely states with the British Empire. Yes, he adopted the policy of Doctrine of Lapse. According to this policy, if any king dies without children, then his adopted children will have no legal right on the throne, and such empire get merged with the British Empire. Don't you think that was such a cunning policy? Yes, it is. By the end of this chapter, I hope you might have understood how the Britishers were. They were constantly fighting to expand their empire. They were strong, clever. They used to take advantages of the situation. They used to send their secret informer to the other party. They were powerful but not loyal to anyone. So here ends our chapter. I hope it was interesting. For the next chapter, keep watching Succeed e-learning app.